Welcome back, my favorite flower lovers. We have returned once again with a wonderful product from the Flowermill people, and that is the next-gen premium Flowermill. With the first Flowermill, I was honestly really impressed and didn't really think I needed an upgrade, but leave it to the people at Flowermill for making an amazing revision that has pretty much updated every part of this mill. So let's dive into it. The Flowermill Next Gen Premium. For starters, we have the same style container, a nice reusable box that I do use when I take my premium places. For on the go, I have a mini. They haven't released a new version of the mini yet, but if I was a betting man, I would say we could expect that sometime soon. The way we're going to do this is we'll run it side by side a little bit so we can really dive into the differences and why you might want to upgrade. One of the easiest ones to notice is they now offer a bigger size. Where before they only had a 2-inch premium, now they offer a 2.5-inch premium. Other than just being a little bit bigger, there aren't any functional differences between the two sizes. Now that we've looked at the size, let's go into the lid. Before this revision, you were able to unscrew this top part and separate the flutes from the lid and really get in there for a deep cleaning. This time around, they changed the design of the lid, so now this is just all one piece. And the other part they improved is now where there used to be an overhang of the flute, this is flush in there, so you can stick a Q-tip with some ISO down in between this section if flour gets up in there. The other thing they've done is they've added this nice bevel in here to fit around the bottom chamber better. Then on the flutes, they made the flutes more aggressive and a little sharper to really make milling down your flour super easy. So not a ton of changes to the lid, but the changes that we did see are huge. Now moving on down the mill. They changed the way that the lid interfaces with the bottom mill chamber. Now it's a much smoother connection here. The ledge where this sits has a buffer ring, so it slides really nicely. The other thing this design has done is where before if you loaded the flour mill incorrectly or overloaded one side, you would get jammed up in this weird position where the lid wouldn't sit correctly. Now, with this design, I can see that being less of an issue over time, especially if you have a little bit of buildup along the inside of the walls. Next up, we have the stainless steel mill chamber, which comes off. That looks relatively the same, slightly different shape, but no major changes there other than the way that it interfaces with the lid. Then another big change. Before, this was 3 parts. It was a screen with a bolt on the bottom and a nut on the top that you had to align just perfectly in the center when you were dealing with the lid to get everything realigned. While it was really nice to have different milling plates, it was kind of a pain in the butt to deal with this situation. This time around, they made the mill plate just one solid piece, so you can no longer take this part out. And while now it takes a little more room to store the mill plates, this connection is a lot better and you don't have to mess around with trying to get everything aligned. They did release the same sizes for the next gen premium. Extra fine, fine, coarse, and extra coarse. The standard, the number 3, is what comes inside the premium that you get. The fine and extra fine, this is what I use for drier vapes like the Dynavap. Up from coarse to extra coarse is what I use for joints and blunts. We unscrew the body of both mills. This part, no big major changes. It's just a double-threaded little retaining ring to attach the mill chamber to the catch chamber. Now we get down to the catch chamber, and before the next gen, they sold an additional piece that had a Kief catch, but now the premium comes with a Kief catch already installed. And while this may look like a standard Kief catch, this is actually something really cool that I haven't seen before in a grinder or a mill yet. And this is something I am very excited to see come to the thermal extraction space. And that's 2 things. Thing number 1 is a removable screen for your Kief catch, so you can easily clean this out. This is huge. I have not seen this in a grinder or a mill yet, and this gets me really excited. Even though I don't really use catches anymore, this is a really cool feature. Then we have the screen itself. And this, why I'm so excited about this, is because this is actually a machined screen. This is not just those wire screens with a bunch of woven metal. This is actually a metal disc that's been cut to have tons of tiny little holes. And this is actually tech I've seen before in the espresso world and really wanted to find a way for it to come into the dry herb vaporization community. And so here we have it, Flowermill bringing in new cut screens. They made it really easy to either install or remove the screen. You basically just grab it by this little clip and pull that off. And I'm going to go ahead and leave mine without the screen. Then we get to the bottom catch chamber, which is a little deeper on the new next gen, and especially a little bigger because this is now the 2.5 version. Let's go ahead, get this mill assembled, and show you how fast this just chews through flower. And since I'm going to be using it with a dry herb vape, I'm going to go ahead and step it down to the fine plate. All right, now that we're all assembled, I'm just going to grab some flour. Today I have some watermelon flour from the boys over at the Vault Nationwide, and I'm just going to dump it in there from my container. And that's one of my favorite things about the Flowermill, is gone are the days where you have to pull apart nugs and cram them into the teeth. Man, I hated doing that. Now you can just toss the nug in, and if the nug is a little bigger, you can break it in half if you want, as long as it sits below the ledge here. That's the big thing, is you don't want it to overstack on top of here. The other thing I've noticed that really helps the mill is if you fill it evenly, because if you have all these nugs and you fill it up like this on one side and you try and mill it down like that, the mill is going to fight you a little bit. It's better just to evenly distribute the nugs inside the chamber, set the lid on top. And this is something that I really like to stress with the mill that's hard to break people's habit of. With grinders that have teeth on them, you have to cram the nug in there, then you have to push the lid on and really turn to get that sucker going. With the mill, gentle is the name of the game. Let the lid and the pressure of the lid do all the work. All I have to do is gently press down, give a couple good little twists. And again, I was barely pushing and more just using the speed of the twisting to get that all down. Once you hear the sound change to a smooth glide, that means you're done. Break it apart and look at that. It took everything down. And we open up the catch chamber to a nice, fluffy, fine grind. I'm going to go put this flour to good use. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. And as always, stay lifted. Psst, come hang out with us on Discord. What's up, everyone? For those of you that stayed and watched to the end of the video, I have a little surprise for you. In the spirit of 420, and because I got a brand new flour mill, I'm actually going to be gifting away one of my flour mills to a lucky person on my Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, make sure to find the invite link down in the bio to enter to win a chance at owning a flour mill.